This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Bowl. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a local privately owned college facing controversy at the beginning of this new academic year. Last week, reports about the institution's standing in the Bahamas went viral, and students were up in arms. Well, tonight, the college president is responding to those allegations. Sabrina Brown has the details.
President of Tarif College, Terrence Archer, says that institution has been providing higher education for almost 2 decades through a legitimate business operation registered with the Ministry of Education, as there is no accrediting agency in the Bahamas.
You have to present all of your programs that you're about to offer. There's a certain standard or format that it has to follow. You have to then produce all of your lecturers that you will be using in your program and their qualification. And once you would have provided all of your course outlines and course offerings, and their technocrats would have had the chance to examine all of your submissions, then they will approve you, or they would advise you as to what you need to do in order to gain their approval. Tarif College has done that for more than 18 years and been enjoying the benefits thereof for more than 18 years.
Reports recently began circulating that Tarif College is no longer recognized by some agencies. Archer says, as the matter is now before the court, he could not disclose specific details. However, he says Tarif is a reputable institution and has never misinformed the general public regarding its status in the Bahamas.
Tarif is not being, in my opinion, ostracized or penalized in this case because of our standard or because of the way we conduct our business. It has everything to do with our relationship with an international body, being the various international U.S. institutions for which we have memorandum of understanding. And I think that is just blatantly wrong. The relationship is that those international schools would allow Tarif students to transition into their programs by accepting all of our credits. That's it. And so to hold my foot against the fire because of that special relationship or arrangement, again, is wrong.
Archer says this controversy is negatively impacting enrollment, and if this matter is not resolved soon, it could have serious implications for the local college.
I believe that if this matter is not resolved, it could have a far-reaching spin-off, even in the international market, because if you are not a bona fide or legitimate institution, then international institutions will not touch you.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Still on news from education, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says officials are having some challenges getting public schools ready for the 2016-2017 school year. While repairs have been progressing, Darville says there has been a bit of a delay in the purchase of the required materials that are not available on the island. However, he says this delay will not have a significant impact on operations.
I've spoken to the contractors, and we feel that by the end of this week, everything should be in order, and we should have all the schools on Grand Bahama prepared for the new school year. And even though there may be 1 or 2 small issues that may be ongoing during the week of school, it would not interfere with the kids coming back to school and being able to function effectively in the classroom.
The government is expected to spend an estimated $1.2 million to complete repairs to the various public schools on Grand Bahama. And Minister Darville says the scope of work varies.
I've noticed some of them come to my desk. I'm in communication with the minister as well as Mr. Coleman Andrews, and I believe we'll be able to have all of them sorted out before the end of the year, before the beginning of the school year.
Well, with just under 7,000 of an estimated 35,000 eligible voters registered on Grand Bahama, the Parliamentary Registration Department is attempting to boost these numbers by taking its mobile drive to the community. A team visited the Harold de Gregory complex Monday morning, where Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner, that is, Reno Smith, urged Grand Bahamians to take advantage of the option.
We want to encourage all and sundry to take advantage of this slow period. Do not wait for the last opportunity for or the last minute for human error to occur. Make sure, come and register now, make sure your information is correct, make sure your names are on the register. If you wait for the last minute, there's a possibility that due to fatigue or whatever, human error, your name or your address could be incorrectly recorded. So take advantage of the slow period.
Approximately 28 to 30,000 Grand Bahamians were registered for the 2012 general election, and Smith says officials would like to register as many eligible voters as possible this time. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Michael Darville, was one of several persons registering to vote this Monday.
The more people that come out to register, the more people will be eligible to vote, and the more people will be a part of the entire democratic process. So I'm encouraging all the residents of Pine Ridge and the rest of General Grand Bahama to come out and register to vote early. Doing it early takes away the stress of coming into a crowded room. As you can see how it's going here at the Ministry for Grand Bahama, we have 2-3 people coming in simultaneously. There's no stress. And the less stress we put on the department, the better. And so I encourage the entire island of Grand Bahama to come out, register to vote, and to make sure you're part of the democratic process to exercise your right in determining who the next government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas would be.
In other news, a leading tour operator is responding to criticism levied against his company and its apparent dominance in the ground transportation sector. Officials say a great deal of effort is expended to make his business a success. Cleopatra Murphy picks up the story.
Owner of H. Forbes Charter Services Limited, Headley Forbes, is commenting on the often contentious relationship with local taxi drivers who frequently accuse his company of taking all the business when tourists arrive on the island. For years, taxi drivers have complained that it is hard for them to make a living when Forbes' tour buses drive away loaded with tourists and they struggle to get one job. However, Forbes says he has travel agents overseas that sell his business daily, and his company has guests booked long in advance. Forbes says he also gives business to taxi drivers and other businesses.
I hired other companies to help me do my work. I hired taxis to help me do my work. It's got to be a leader that people trust with their business, because these people that we work for does not live in the Bahamas. People must have trust and confidence in you that you can do their work, and all you have to do is to provide the service no matter who you get to do the service.
Forbes says he does not see taxi drivers as his competitors and believes they can work together in a mutually beneficial relationship. He also adds that at the end of the day, it is important to deliver a good product.
I think they would get over that one day. Will understand that don't see us as their enemy. See us that we are making strides to make Grand Bahama and Freeport better and not worst. Because their mass movement and mass transportation is what people want.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Authorities on Grand Bahama taking possession of a second loggerhead turtle that was captured illegally recently. Tonight in this report, we hear that a suspect is now in custody in connection with this matter. Sabrina Brown has details.
Assistant Fisheries Superintendent Clement Campbell says police on patrol in West End discovered the loggerhead turtle in the possession of a local fisherman on Saturday. They seized the marine reptile and turned it over to the Fisheries Department. ZNS News was on the scene Monday morning as Campbell released the turtle back into the ocean, the second turtle to be released in a matter of days.
Apparently there seemed to be a trend. There's just a pocket of young men in West End that's catching these turtles. And the last one that we released on Friday was about 110 pounds. This one is about 90 pounds.
Unlike in the first case, Campbell says that fisherman was arrested and taken into custody.
This one, the young man had it in the truck, and he'll be charged before the courts tomorrow morning. The law is the law. Until the government amend the law, there should be the harvesting of no turtle. And if I catch you, or the police catch you, you will be dragged before the courts.
While Campbell is sending a stern warning to fishermen, he's also appealing to food vendors to comply with the law.
We have 4 additional new officers along with myself, and they be checking restaurants periodically. But turtle hasn't been the number one priority.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.